We're the Con Guys, and this is the Con Guys Show, coming to you straight from the nerdy heart of Hollywood, California.
And this is Jim with theconguy.com.
She's been here with theconguy.com.
Katie here, aka the Con Girl.
Zordon did not want 5 teenagers with attitude.
My name is Derek Sam.
I'm Danae Sams, and that's my brother.
We are your home for news, opinions, and interviews from the world of Comic-Cons and fandoms. Your ultimate insiders for all things con!
Welcome back to the show, everybody. The Con Guys are heading to Rangerstop Orlando, and so is Selwyn Ward, our special guest tonight. He is the actor who is known for Power Rangers Turbo, Power Rangers in Space, Lost Galaxy, Wildforce, Megaforce. Good gracious, Megaforce, Power Rangers, Ninja Steels, or anything you have not done is the question.
Hold on, Jim, if I may.
Yeah.
Let me read my introduction that I gave him at our San Diego Comic-Con panel.
Let's do it.
Not only was our next Ranger, or our only Ranger for tonight, in Power Rangers Turbo and Power Rangers in Space, but he also reprised his role in Lost Galaxy, Wildforce, Megaforce, and Ninja Steel. You know him as TJ Johnson, the second Red Turbo Ranger and the Blue Space Ranger. And he used to play on a basketball team with Roger Velasco, which is what we're going to be talking about mostly tonight.
The Hollywood Knights.
Yes. Hailing from Kokomo, Indiana, please welcome Selwyn Ward.
That is amazing. That's a much better introduction. By the way, we also have a few different other Power Rangers who have sent us in some cool messages that we'll be playing throughout the show tonight as we talk with Selwyn. You played on a basketball league with Roger?
It was a celebrity league, but yes, and Roger, he's not that good. So
Okay. I just got to say,
he didn't get much playtime.
Yeah. I'm getting a phone call from my friend. Hey, Greg Sadler, I'm in the middle of a podcast. I'll call you right back. Bye-bye.
Sorry about calls in the middle of the show now. Is that what we're doing?
I have been trying to get in touch with Greg for 3 weeks, and he calls right now. So
Selwyn's just like, I'm sorry, Steven Spielberg. I'm in the middle of a podcast.
I apologize. No, Greg is one of our friends. He's meeting us down in Orlando, Florida, going to Rangerstop, which is another thing we're going to be talking about tonight. This is Rangerstop 9. This convention is the biggest Power Rangers convention in the southeastern United States, and I believe it's the biggest convention for Power Rangers east of the Mississippi River. It started in 2012 with only 6 guests. This year, it has over 60. So Rangerstop will be held at the Doubletree Hilton Hotel in Orlando, Florida at SeaWorld, and that's going to be November this weekend, November 9th through the
11th.
You think I would get this part right? 9th through the 11th. That's right. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the 9th, 10th, and 11th. All right, my friend Selwyn.
Yes, sir.
How many times have you been down to?
12th, actually, Jim. Sorry.
Friday,
Saturday, Sunday is the 10th through the 12th. Thursday is the 9th.
Oh, I'm so glad somebody.
Does it start on Thursday?
Nope, starts Friday.
Okay.
And a few comments real quick. Jeff Gilman, your legendary Spartan is here, who will win the Power Rangers or the Spartan.
So let me pin that comment real quick.
Okay.
So Jeff, otherwise known as General Gilman, is a Con Guy superfan and a Power Rangers Super Ultra Megaforce fan. Megaforce as in the level of fan he is, not the show. I mean, he's probably a big fan of the show as well. But so he and I have been messaging a lot over like the last year because he's so stoked about our show and our interviews we do with the Power Rangers. And he has one big question that he wants to ask every Power Ranger that he can possibly ask. And it's regarding the Spartans from the popular video game franchise Halo. Are you familiar with Halo, Selwyn?
Not so much. I was more of a Nintendo, PlayStation guy. I don't think they had Halo on that. That's like a PC platform, right?
Well, it's specifically Windows and Xbox. So it was both on PC and Xbox. But I was in college in 2003 through 2007. So it was right hitting when I was in college. So I was big into it. But his big question, he wants to ask every Power Ranger, who do you think would win in a challenge between the Power Rangers and the Spartans, or a Spartan, the Master Chief Spartan from Halo? Now, you do not have to answer this question right now, because Jeff will be seeing you in Syracuse in March at the convention up there, wearing his signature Master Chief cosplay. So you may answer now if you wish, or you can noodle on it for another few months.
Power Rangers.
Give him your Power Rangers, the official answer.
Of course. Yes.
That
and I'm not biased at all. I'm not biased at all.
Now, I'm sure he's going to want like a rundown of figures, statistics, and facts. So we'll give you a few months to work on those. But
I might have to put together some bullet points, do a little research. If I have to get back to you on that.
Yeah, if you've got a PowerPoint presentation, I'm sure he'll be good with that. So the answer stands right now: Power Rangers.
Yes,
in the fight between Power Rangers and Spartans. Now, it has been noted in the past from other Rangers we've had on the show that the Spartans and the Power Rangers would work together to defeat a common enemy, but that's not the question he's asking. So,
we got Godzilla versus King Kong. We got Jason versus Freddy. You know, they like these mix-ups. So, you know,
that's true. That's true. Well, okay. So, General Gilman, you heard it here. For the time being, the short answer is the Rangers. So we'll see how far we get in that debate. But I made him a promise that we'd get that question asked on the show to any Power Ranger that we could, and so we'll continue bringing that up in future interviews. But we have Selwyn's answer for now.
Yeah, thank you for watching the show, and I know that Selwyn's looking forward now to seeing you face to face in Syracuse. That's gonna be cool.
And I do want to thank Jeff, because he's been tuning in super consistently to all of our live broadcasts and just a super fan.
Right. And he says, not to worry, I'll see you there. If you need to know what a Spartan looks like, just look at the profile picture and you're all set. His profile picture.
And that is a picture of him in his cosplay.
Yeah. Okay.
Very cool.
All right. Very cool.
Now, Selwyn, let's talk a little bit about the con circuit really quick. So you were on a show, as I understand it, called The Power Rangers. And from this show, you've gone to a lot of conventions, fan conventions, comic book conventions, et cetera, et cetera. And you just got back from a convention. You're home tonight. What was that?
You can see it in my eyes. Last night. Yeah, just got back last night from Detroit.
And you've got like 1-2 nights at home, and then you're heading back out to the next one in Orlando. Where were you just at?
I was in Detroit. We were at UmaCon in downtown Detroit.
And how was that for you? Were you able to meet a lot of fans of the show? What's your interaction with them like?
You know, what amazes me the most is like the distance that fans travel to see you, you know, and then some of them specifically said, you know, they come to see me, and it's just, those are the rewards, and you know, you just get a sense of, you know, the mark you left in their life, or you were that important to them. Even as adults now, they want to drive this distance just to say hello and say they appreciate you. And it's just, I don't know, it's an amazing feeling. I never thought I'd still be doing cons at this point. You know, I didn't think I still would, but it's those moments that really make it worthwhile, you know, to get out and see the fans.
Now, what year were you, not to date you, I apologize, but what year was your first appearance on Power Rangers?
In 1964.
That's what I thought. Okay. So, hey, wait a second.
It was I believe it was 98. 98. Yeah, I would say 98, 99-ish is
okay.
Is we started.
So we're looking at close to 25 years ago. And now 100%. And so this is an impact that you had on how old were you then, if you don't mind me asking?
I was what was I?
It's different for men, Jim. It's different for men.
Early 20s, I want to say. Early 20s, okay. 21, 22-ish.
Okay. And so you've had this impact on these people that were kids at that time watching this show. You know, that's who the target audience was.
Sure.
They've grown up. You're saying they're coming as adults now to see you at these conventions, and they're telling you their stories.
They're bringing their kids. Now the fans are bringing their kids, you know. And
that's incredible.
Yeah, no more kids now. It used to be the kids that were there and they didn't say anything and they'd be scared hiding behind their parents. But now these kids are adults, and still into it and still watching some of them, which is quite amazing.
Now, when you think about this, as a young actor coming up in TV and film, you think of that image of where you want to be 20 years from now or whatever. How does that compare, and how did Power Rangers and being a Power Ranger affect this trajectory and where you ended up? Because there are people you think, oh, Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, all these people, all these super celebrities, everybody loves them. And in a sense, and I just want to magnify where you've come to this point of going to conventions and people coming up and saying, I love you, I love your character. Your character had an impact on me. Well, what is the comparison to where you thought you'd be, or maybe when you were like, oh, I've got an audition for a Power Rangers show, I guess I'll go to it,
No, I think for me, I wasn't a trained actor. I wasn't a Juilliard kid. I didn't sing and dance my way through college. I just took a chance, and I always wanted to be on TV since I was a kid. I remember I used to tell my mom, when I saw kids on TV, it's like, I want to do that. I want to be on TV. So for me, it was just taking a chance. I was a bio major in college. I had friends from California that I got. Some of my best friends in college were from California. I went to school in DC. So when I came to visit, I got bit by the bug. It's like, I didn't realize people even live in California. I thought it was a place you just go on vacation, So after spending, a spring break and some time in Cali, I made the decision, I think it was like junior year in college, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to go give it a shot and not, have regrets later of what could have, should have happened. So I gave it a shot. So I was pretty green, in my mind. I didn't know what was going to happen, to be honest. I just really wanted to do whatever I could, to be on TV. So, I did extra work, I did all these things. And even when I got Power Rangers, I wasn't, a legitimate theatrical actor. I was actually just a commercial guy, just like a good looking guy that might be on like a, car commercial with voiceovers, So I kind of lucked into the part, actually. And I think the Power Rangers created that trajectory for me. But I do think, there was things I did myself that I was prepared at that moment. I did Taekwondo in college. I was in very good shape all through college. I worked out just because I wanted to. So I fit the bill really well. So I think it was just a lot of things that came together all at once. And that maybe was already destined for me to be that. But once I got the role, that changed my trajectory. And in my mind, leaving Power Rangers, I would have loved to have done more Marvel or, other action hero type of things. But, now Power Rangers is that's what I am. And, 25 years later, I'm still, visiting cons all over the States and all over the world, saying hello to fans all over the place.
That's incredible. What's the feeling like when people come up to you and they're like, I love your character, it had this impact on me?
I think it's just, I do it a lot. So it's not that you get used to it, but it's just, I love hearing it, and you hear about a lot of kids that grew up where their parents weren't around, like latchkey kids. That was a thing coming up. And it's like, they grow up with you like you are their friends, that you are what they ran home and hung out with, and, you were their buddies. So I think it's just being able to allow them to share and for me to listen. And, I think it's an energy exchange. It feels really good to know, that you had that impact on someone, and that, the 12, 13, 14-hour days, not getting paid scale, that really makes it worth it. That somebody you did almost change somebody's lives. I have a lot of stories about folks that were in the service now because of the Power Rangers. They decided, or law enforcement, stuff like that, or they're in martial arts now. So you're literally changing people's lives also. It's not just this campy, goofy live action show. It really did do a lot for a lot of people. So I think it just puts things in perspective, because doing the show, we're kind of goofing off and doing our thing. But, I think looking back, you just don't realize the impact until later.
Yeah. Well, and what I'm really doing is I'm searching for something that's going to make you cry on our show live. But no, I'm kidding.
Pull that emotion out.
Well, I'll tell you, it's interesting. I had some guys that wanted to do like a live TV, like follow me around the con. I think one of the actors did do it, but what I would think is more interesting, actually, if I was going to do that, it would be more about my POV and not about me. It's about what I get from the fans and the fan story. That's way more interesting, to get the impact. I think when they do those, they're taping the wrong thing. They need to see what the fans are saying, the stories that fans have. I've heard all kinds of stories. I mean, literally fans that they want to come tell you they were close to being suicidal, but because of our impact on them, we pulled them out of it. So it's just very strong story. But I mean, there's just so many, and I just wish, I did have a camera sometimes to show, what we see in the real impact.
Well, I love that, drawing the focus back to the fans and who this show impacted.
It just tells, like, so it just shows what kind of guy you are. That's just kind of a very heartfelt thing to say. I really love that. And I'm going to interrupt just for a second, just to say hello to Mr. Steven Listen, Power Rangers Forever. He says that he cannot wait for Power Rangers reboot and cartoon in 2025. Is that when there's a reboot in 2025, a new one?
I heard something about that. I heard they might be going to like animation, but I don't have anything confirmed, but I've heard that.
And also he says he has a crush on Sierra Hanna.
Don't we all?
Who don't?
Exactly.
She's a mom now, so
doesn't matter.
Everybody calm down.
And last thing, we have our first message. We have a special message from somebody. We'll stick it on right here. And
can you? Oh,
what's going on, everybody? Brennan Mejia here, the Red Dino Charge Power Ranger. I'll be attending this year's Rangerstop Orlando, which takes place November 10th to the 12th. Hope you guys will be there, and it'll be more phenomenal. So let's go.
Brennan, now there's a classy guy, similar to Selwyn. Right. Very classy guys, these Power Rangers.
And gals as well. Close.
I mean, he's like right there, but not quite.
Exactly.
So speaking of like obviously we're talking about the fans and the experience you have with them telling you their experience. Ooh, I bumped my mic. I hope that wasn't too loud. Let's talk about the character of TJ Johnson, who you played on the show. Where do Selwyn and TJ meet? Where are you in this character? Where's this character in you? And
sure, you
reprised him so many times for so many years in different iterations of the show. Was that, was that like an opportunity for you to develop the character more? Were they just kind of writing the character for you? Were you injecting yourself? I can't, as an actor myself, I can't imagine that you wouldn't inject a lot of yourself into the character.
Correct. So I was talking about this with another actor recently, or actually a fan was asking me about, how Forever Red was and how it was to be, around all the other Red Rangers. And at the point of it is all the Rangers that I've seen are just really good people, and I say maybe the casting directors have some magic, recipe, but I think being a green actor, as I said, I wasn't, that experienced at acting, but I think what they really do is try to look for characters that are naturally close to this character, myself. And then once they meet you, if they like you, they want to learn more. Like on your resume, you're going to put the different things you can do if you juggle, if you do gymnastics, I played baseball. So I think they incorporate those things into the character. Like they have a mold they're looking for, but then you bring your personal characteristics to the character. So I think with TJ, it wasn't a large stretch. And that's why I wanted to touch on the point that I was a greener actor, it wasn't stretched. So TJ is close to who I am anyway, in so many words. And I think the writers know that, and they really take the person and kind of shape and mold so you do kind of merge, just that TJ just always does the right thing. And I'll say, moving forward in life, sometimes I do think, the impact things that I may do. that could, tarnish the reputation of TJ, and I wouldn't want to do that. So sometimes I even still think about it and just be like, it keeps me behaved most of the time. Also, so
WWTJD.
Exactly. What would he do? So I think, they do a great job casting. Most of the characters, I think, are very close to their characters. So, I give props to casting for picking the right people, and also, I think a lot of people are agreeing too. It was a non-union show for so long. So a lot of the heavy hitting actors are already SAG and whatnot, so they wouldn't be able to do the show. But I think that brings a freshness to the show also.
Yeah. And yeah, Lily, I was going to ask you to highlight this comment, Jim. Lily Scholar says, Selwyn Ward, what a great inspiration for young people about the importance of taking a shot at what you want to do in life. Thank you for that. And I think that sums it up right there. As you've been saying, you were a very green actor at the time, very new to the industry. And again, as you were saying, being a non-union show at the time, they weren't pulling from the SAG union actors, but and this is, I'm trying to think of how to say this without making it sound bad, but it's really, they weren't looking for the best actors they could find. They were looking for good people to play
Correct.
the roles who were in essence these characters of, the classic show line says 5 teenagers with attitude, but what they really were noble, honest, and good-natured, good-hearted, and they wanted to do the right thing. And so I think that was a big impact of what Power Rangers was throughout all the different versions of it over the last 30 years,
Yeah.
So what is it like when you book Power Rangers, you do the show, and then you get a phone call? They're like, hey, we want you to come back for the next one.
Yes, I have a secret to that, by the way. One thing is you always just say yes. That's it. Yes, period. And go from there. The moment you say yes, and I will need this, I need that, I gotta bring my entourage, I need more money, I need my special trailer. They have way too many Rangers to choose. They will just be like, okay. So that's the key. But I mean, I think you always want the call. I think most everybody does. There might be a few out there that maybe aren't so excited, but I'm always excited. I mean, it's you get to do your dream. They were shooting in New Zealand most recently, so that's always a trip to New Zealand. They put you up for a week, you're shooting, you got another credit on your character, more reason to get out to more shows. So I think it's always a great thing. And I just always say yes. I don't even ask anything else. It's just like, let me know where you need me.
It's pretty disappointing having to go to New Zealand. You'd rather go someplace pretty and epic, but I guess New Zealand will do.
New Zealand will work. No, I love New Zealand.
Speaking of other Power Rangers, though, we have our second surprise guest of the night. A little message from somebody else that a lot of us have a crush on, Miss Alyson-Kipperman.
Hey, everybody. It's Allie, your yellow Wildforce Ranger. I cannot wait to see you this weekend. I hope that you all travel safely to Orlando, Florida, and really look forward to seeing you at Rangerstop. Take care. See you soon.
Yay. She's the best.
She does not age.
She never does.
She does not age at all.
Mm-mm. She's flying in from Ireland.
Wow.
Yeah. She's living in Ireland now.
Oh, that's fantastic.
She found a fan out there that fell in love with her, huh?
Apparently.
I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean, sorry. I was reading the comments. Mr. Jeff Gilman, Jim and Ben, I'm inviting you to join us at Syracuse Collectors Con in March. All right, send me the information, Jeff. And
Jim, just pull it out of the con guy budget.
Yeah, right. They can't buy me a cup of coffee.
Pull it out of our slush fund.
Hey, I haven't been to Syracuse. I'll go.
There you go.
March in Syracuse. Isn't it cold? That's like
Probably.
New York, right?
I feel like it might be cold in March, but you never know. With climate change, it's probably going to be 98 degrees, but we'll see.
Never know.
I shouldn't laugh at that. Gosh.
Right. Probably not, but what else are you going to do?
Take my little ducky with me because it's going to be wet.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so when you're saying just say yes when you get that call, and apparently just saying yes is the right method because, like I mentioned before, Lost Galaxy, Wildforce, Megaforce, Ninja Steel. What was it like coming back every time for each of those shows?
Oh, we're back.
Oh, there we go. Did you catch that last question, Selwyn?
No, I just saw the ducky, and then we went.
So sorry.
Well, I was just kind of doing a little tack on to the last comment. I was saying, the just say yes, period method seemed to work because you reprise your role. Not only Power Rangers in Space, which was like a feed in from the previous season, but like Lost Galaxy, Wild Force, Megaforce, Ninja Steel. What's it like just coming back again and again and getting to be in that universe over and over again?
You're one of the only ones that happens to.
Yeah, me, Jason Font, of course, or Wes, Jason Frank. I think they've been in most of my my later reunions. Now you're legendary Rangers, what they call us now, legendary Rangers. So I think it's amazing. I feel like maybe they like me in some way or another, but I always enjoy it. I mean, it's an amazing time. I'd love to do it again. If I had the opportunity, for sure.
I haven't been called legendary since college. So let's we're running to the end of our time here. And again, Selwyn, I just want to thank you so much for being a part of our show. You're a true friend of the Con Guy. We love you. We love all of our Ranger friends, but we're just so glad to be able to do this one-on-one, or I guess 2-on-1 interview with you tonight.
This isn't my normal 2-on-1, but I'll give you guys.
Hey, we don't want to tarnish the reputation of TJ here.
Okay? But I got to ask him a question because of that comment.
Oh, shoot, here we go.
Rangerstop, they have 20 different panels, and there's one called the 21 plus After Dark panel. You know what it is, and it gives no description. What is that?
No cell phones, no videotaping devices. And to be honest, I'm good with innuendos, but I've actually never went to one. Actually, I haven't went to one. I usually try to skip out on those, but it's a lot of fun. And I think they cover a lot of stuff. But when you're coming from a show where one of your lines is, "We're here to toss your salad,"
Well, and we've flirted with that in our panels at the different cons, at WonderCon in San Diego and that sort of thing, because some of them were talking about showing up, still showing up to set hungover from the night before.
100%. I mean, it happens. That's why I said we have fun, and sometimes we're goofing off. Sometimes some people are hungover and whatnot, but at the end of the day, you realize the impact you have. But yeah, I mean, you got to have fun,
right?
At some level.
So looking forward to Rangerstop in Orlando, we've already heard from Brennan. We've heard from Alyson.
We've got one more.
We've got one more. Well, wait, throw it up there, and then we'll talk.
Here's our last special guest besides Selwyn tonight, right? Oops.
Caught you off guard, didn't I, Jim?
Yeah, just let me. And go.
Hey, Davi Santos here, and I'm excited to announce that I and yours truly, Sir Ivan of Xandar, the Gold Dino Charge Ranger, will be making an appearance with the Con Guys at Rangerstop Orlando, November 11th and 12th. Also, I'm giving away special prizes to the first 2 fans who have their own Gold Dino Charge helmet and can show it at Orlando Rangerstop. Slide into my DM on Instagram or the Con Guys. Let us know and claim your prize. It will be morphing time.
Okay, 2 things. First of all, that guy's voice is butter. Absolute butter. And second of all, that was oddly arousing, right? Wasn't it? Like,
yep.
Is that why you brought him on last, right before the After Dark panel?
Right, exactly. So speaking of, what maybe this is a bad transition, but what are you looking forward to most about going to Orlando and going to Rangerstop?
I think it's just being in a con that is Ranger centered. You know, just going into a con where mostly everybody knows you. You know, when like Detroit, for instance, it was a huge con. It is every year, and we're just like a percentage of it. You know, so you can kind of walk around there. People may or may not know who you are, but you know, when it comes to like Morphicon and Rangerstop, that is pure Rangers all day, every day. So I think that in and of itself makes it really special, and it's the energy. You know, I think there's a major energy exchange between the fans and the fandom with themselves, and then the exchange with the actors and the fans, and then the actors and the actors. So a lot of times it's a huge reunion also. You know, you see Rangers that you haven't seen in a while, or you meet the new Rangers, and so that's always fun. So I just think it's just the buzz. And, you know, they always say at like fighting events and sporting events, you can feel the electricity in the air. It's kind of like that, you know, and it's all Ranger energy.
Like, I've been to a couple Morphicons, and I went to Rangerstop last year, and I love San Diego Comic-Con. I love WonderCon. I love LA. I love these big cons, but it is a thing where, you know, we always love to get with the Rangers and do the Rangers panel and stuff, but we are fighting for eyeballs with, you know, Marvel Studios, DC, and all, you know, Star Wars. And we're like, oh, come on now. But like Rangerstop last year, it was one of the best, like Ranger centric conventions. Like, you just walk the floor and say, oh, look, there's Roger and there's Selwyn and there's it was just so great just to see everybody. And I'm looking forward to it. I mean, yeah, I'm just a lonely fan.
I was gonna say merchandise too. I pick up shirts. You know, I got Sentai. I have a Super Sentai where they got like 30 years of red helmets, 30 years of blue helmets. So you find these unique, you know, clothing items also. You know, and then even from Space and Turbo, you know, you're able to get the gear. You know, that you're not gonna get at a lot of other cons. You know, just.
Still the 30th anniversary. This year is still the 30th anniversary of Power Rangers, and this Rangerstops is promising to really celebrate in style this year.
Yeah. Yay! I look forward to it.
Now, final question. If we can keep you for 30 more seconds, Selwyn.
Nope, gotta go.
No, I've ruined everything. Rangers. So speaking of Power Rangers centric conventions, we know that Power Morphicon here in Pasadena, California is once every other year, which blew my mind that they weren't doing a convention this year. Like, I was like, of course they'll do a convention for the 30th anniversary. Nope, sticking to that every other year format. But I don't know if you can answer this or not, but are there any plans for you to be appearing at Power Morphicon 2024 in Pasadena?
More than likely, I've been going pretty consistently. You know, if they'll have me, I'll go. So more than likely, I will be there.
I can't imagine a reason why they wouldn't.
I try to not to miss, you know, the big ones. You know, and I heard Orlando could be taking a break, so this is another good reason to go to this one. I'm hearing, I don't know for sure, but I'm hearing they may take a year off, possibly. So another reason for anybody close by, if you don't have your passes yet, don't have your tickets yet, I would say come, just in case.
All right. Well, there's a promotion for Rangerstop in Orlando. There's the website on your screen right now, rangerstoporlando.com. This may be the last one for a couple years, so get your tickets, get your badges now. Go check out Selwyn. As long as I'm pointing to the right part.
That's the question, though. I wonder if they're going to take a break. Like, I wonder if they're going to alternate years with Power Morphicon. You know, Power Morphicon is every other year. Maybe Rangerstop will be the years in between. We'll have to ask them when we're there this year. Hard-hitting news.
And, you know, these are huge shows. These are huge undertakings.
Yeah.
Scott, the owner of Morphicon, I mean, the guy is... He ages 10 years over the weekend, you know, so I think that's why he sticks to the schedule. I think it's taxing, you know, it's a big thing, and we love that they do it. And if taking a year off is what it takes to bring it all together, I say, you know, do what works.
Oh yeah, I think I don't think people realize how much just manpower or human power and finance and everything that goes into putting on a convention, especially convention that is focused on one particular franchise. You know, obviously something like San Diego, which has been going for years, has the you know, the chutzpah behind it, I guess you could say. But not to say that Morphicon and Rangerstop haven't been going for a long time, because they've both been, you know, they've got enough years under their belt. But it does take a lot of work and a lot of people to make something like that happen. So it does make sense that Maybe those two will alternate years. I don't know. That's just speculation at this point. But
and they grow. Every year it gets bigger to a certain point. So you have to put that in. You always got to find a new location with more space, and then you're dealing with the actors and the actors' agents, and it's a lot of fun stuff.
We know how that goes.
Well, yeah. Well, coordinating schedules for that many people, especially if they're still working, and as actors, there's so much to just coordinate there. So,
Sure.
And speaking of Selwyn, thank you so much for joining us on the show tonight, because you clearly have a busy schedule. You just got in from Detroit. You're turning around. You're going to Orlando. What's after Orlando, if I may ask?
I have a one-day. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad. I have a one-day show on the East Coast. Lord, it's I can't think of it right now, but it is affiliated with Ranger Station. So I'm going to be at a Ranger Station table at another con, but I can't think of the name of it right now, unfortunately. But I will know in Orlando, and when you come say hello, I'll tell you exactly where I'll be in December.
Listen, you're booking more con appearances than I am, so I'll forgive you on not being able to keep all of them in line, in your mind. But yeah, and so everybody, Selwyn Ward, Power Ranger legendary Ranger, TJ Johnson from Turbo and 32 other Power Ranger shows, appearing at conventions every other day for the next 3.5 years. Selwyn, where can people find you online on social media? Follow your antics?
My name is so unique. It's so easy to find me. But Instagram is the official Selwyn Ward, and Facebook, the Selwyn Ward. So pretty easy.
All right.
And then OnlyFans, you can find me at. Just kidding.
If you're looking for feet pictures, Selwyn Ward's the one to go to.
I got you set up.
All right, it's that 21 and after panel.
Well, you know what? The other thing, all our fans are older now, so we almost get away with it. They're like, "Are there kids in the room?" It's like, no, it's actually just our fans, and they're all adults now, so we can have at it.
The kids are in the hotel room asleep, so let's make it happen. Well, again, Selwyn, it's been awesome talking to you tonight. Thank you so much. Jim, what do we want to let all the fans watching us online right now know before we head out for the evening?
We want to just let them know that continue to watch us here at theconguy.com, and we will be down in Orlando, and we're going to come find you, Selwyn. I can't wait to talk to you. I shake your hand in person. You were such a pleasure in San Diego, and I'm looking forward to seeing you like in your natural environments amongst the dozens and dozens of other Power Rangers. It's awesome. It's a cool experience, folks. If you haven't had a chance yet to get your tickets to Rangerstop, come down to see the Power Rangers, get your pictures taken with them, see them on panels, meet them in person. It's a great experience.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I'll go ahead and kick us off for tonight. Kick us off the air, I guess. But Selwyn, any last words, Ranger?
Well, I just want to say I really look forward to seeing everybody that can make it out to Orlando. I think it's going to be special.
It is going to be special indeed. Any convention where you get to meet your favorite characters is special for so many people. And again, just want to say thanks for being on the show tonight. Safe travels. And everybody out there watching us live or listening or watching us later on your favorite broadcast platform. By the way, you can watch or listen to theconguy.com podcast on your favorite streaming station.
Wherever you download. Yep.
Yeah, we're on pretty much all of them out there. Or you can go to our YouTube channel. And of course, thank you to our host channel, that hashtag show, for putting our show out there as well. For everybody here at the Con Guy, my name is Ben Cleaver. You can find me online at BENKLIEWER. Hard to spell, easy to say. I'm on Twitter or X, although I'm thinking of getting rid of that. Instagram, do a little bit on TikTok, all the big ones. And this is the Con Guy podcast. And the reason I'm drinking out of this red cup is because whenever Ben Cleaver shows up, it's always a party. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Thanks for listening to The Con Guy Show, the official program of theconguy.com. Find us on the WeV Geeks Collective or anywhere you listen to podcasts. And now on sci-fi.radio, Saturdays at 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific, both AM and PM. That's 9 o'clock Greenwich. It's sci-fi for your Wi-Fi.